Chicago, Colorado, 21-22. We've got Chicago opening up about a -130 road favorite against Colorado, total of 6. And obviously the thing that sticks out to you in this game is the pride of the Colorado Avalanche, because that pride and that ego took a huge hit yesterday in getting absolutely drilled, pummeled, annihilated, eviscerated, whatever word you want to use, by the Vegas Golden Knights 7-0. Now they're back home, clearly embarrassed from that performance, although it wasn't all bad Avalanche. It was good Knights. They played well in that hockey game, and they got the saves, and Colorado didn't get the saves. I mean, Dansk, again, a good performance. Varlamov started the game really strong. Vegas was peppering him in the first period, held the fort for a while, but eventually that dam broke in front of him, and then the onslaught began for Vegas. So Colorado, you would think, comes out of here with a pretty good effort after that just horrific loss last night or yesterday afternoon against Vegas. But on the flip side, can you on the flip side, can you trust Chicago here on the road? It's not been a Blackhawks team that's played their best hockey as of late. They had a nice start to the season, scoring goals left and right. The offense has tailed off. They're starting to lose games now. We saw them lose to Nashville at home last night. It's been a little bit of a rough go here for this Blackhawks team, and dare I say it, I'm actually leaning Colorado here. Am I nuts? I don't like this Colorado team very much. I personally am. But is it high up on my radar in terms of bets today? No. We'll see. But yeah, Forsberg is expected to be in net, which is another thing that doesn't really surprise me to see Forsberg in the second night of back-to-backs here in net for the Chicago Blackhawks. A very interesting game, but I know the Blackhawks aren't a team I'm looking to lay -130 with right now on the road, even against a Colorado team I don't trust, but a Colorado team that is probably going to be a little bit ornery tonight after what happened in Vegas on Friday. Alex wants to talk about this game. What do you think about your beloved Hawks here as they head to the Mile High City?
Well, I think the Hawks played just as embarrassing of an effort last night as Colorado did in different fashions, obviously. But they looked just completely lethargic, and yet another division game too. Nashville's a rival that they should be fired up against at home, and they just did not have the energy, and it proved fatal in the 2-1 loss there. So now it's going to be a battle of backups. I heard that Jonathan Bernier might be going for Colorado. Most likely Forsberg going for the Hawks tonight. Forsberg looked solid in the 2 games that he's played. They both were overtime losses, but he made some spectacular saves in both of those games. And then we get, especially in that first start he had against Toronto. And Toronto's offense, like I said, best in the league. So he's a guy who's a formidable backup. But yeah, the only way I would look here would be Colorado. I think they're obviously it's a bigger adjustment for them coming back, and they played that early start too. I think that was a really weird thing too. So now they're coming back home, more of a normal start time in Chicago, going into that altitude. Clearly they don't have a lot of energy, so the last thing you want to do is go into high altitude if they're playing pretty lethargic hockey. So the only way I would look at this, especially with a plus price right now, would be the Avalanche.
Yeah, that's my lean. I mean, situationally, and like I say, I don't think much of this Colorado team, and I think they're going to absolutely trend downward and be the team that I think a lot of people expected them to be before the season, and that was not very good. Maybe one of the worst teams in the Western Conference, but for now they've been decent. They've 5-5 start to the season, 500 for them. But you can't ignore what's a good spot, and when you're facing a team that's in a really bad spot, and Chicago is. I mean, again, you're right. Later start time against Nashville, now in altitude, second night of back-to-backs. Colorado at least played a little bit earlier in their game against Vegas, and off such a thumping. Teams that are not only off a bad loss, but in particular a real bad shutout loss, like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, like what we saw. Usually those are bet-on teams the next game. I really think they show it. So I lean to Colorado. I mean, again, this is the first time I will have bet Colorado all year because I have not liked much about this team, but the spot kind of makes sense for them here in this matchup.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.